se Deu fugiu, venerà fugiu, primesse, per reconur, se nu, io veniva dal mondo, nel parte terra, pensa delle Allum conquere Moises, hiciste el monte Sinai, a Sara giste la es un país, estes guarits, quan Déu a vos faig clamor, des purs e des maravits, qui diuen faig dels desenors, creator d'uns et fieus salsits, vienent de dums a fer dolor, per la Déu primer servir, reconur, senor, d'un Christien sunt es maies, les mustiers ars et desertets, Deus mies mais sacrifiets, si valers quers vos pur pensets, vos quidar mes estes presets, a celui vos per preseles, qui pur vos futen vos trequets. Fiore al Sanctia ludevis, qui plus ad cebus nenaves, plicerdes este puesteris, surplus altres esturunes, requerbitate brainebis, chastels e vides esitets, directuris magniseri, qui voi nos votet nos venerit. Vais diffident insignius, que mors sufrite passium, or vos mande que shanneus, relagen sanguin lecedum, mut ligiunheit devident res, or lumen des heredum. Fiore Atruais et reatum jorbis, Pleserunt afli peceur, qui bien ferunt pur samur, irunt en selve soin servir, pur la venganze Deo fugir, per la fugir, prime servir, per reconur, senum, fiore conquere Moises, qui gist el Mund de Sinai, a Sara gist nel Nais un Bais, smeldader celum il Jardin, la ruge per tutatum Mais,
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, it's really ironic actually. I used to have a zombies map in Black Ops 3 called Draconic. Oh, you know, that's quite interesting.
What about me being a Black Ops map?
No, I used to have a map called Draconic.
Oh, cool.
Let's see if I can find the image for you.
Feel free to use my logo.
I bet my own game. What's up, DJ? You are very quiet. Let me turn you up. Oh, you know Ravia? Yeah. You are fucking quiet. Really quiet. Turn you all the way up as well. Look at the top. It smells. But yeah, I've been working on my first person shooter.
Test. Test. Better? A little bit better.
You doing Steam
Look at that
networking?
lighting. Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like everybody is.
Like Call of Duty back in, if that makes sense.
Are you doing the fuck is it
Fine
called?
lobby. Peer to peer.
What's up?
Peer to peer.
Yeah, but are you doing it through like what add-on are you using? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Godot Steam.
Godot Steam. Godot Steam does multiplayer on its own?
Yeah. You have to use it. You just use it to make lobbies, and then you do multiplayer like you normally would.
I thought you needed the other add-on as well.
No, you can do multiplayer without that. Just use AppID 480.
Me real quick, pull that up. I just had a fuck ton of errors there. I don't know what just happened.
Did you have a look at my game?
Give me 1 sec.
No.
I'm just trying to think. So you use the one by Gramps, or are you talking
It's
about
the one called
by
Godot Steam. Just
What's
Godot
up?
Steam, that's it. It's just called GodotSteam.com.
Oh, you're using a separate, using a separate version of Godot. It's a different fork.
No, it's not. It's got the you can download an add-on as well as download the full version.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's like just the Steamworks SDK. Just implements features from that.
Yeah, there's a couple add-ons that do Steam stuff. That's why I'm trying to figure out which one from the add-ons thing is it. Like there's the Godot Steam GD extension, which is updated by Gramps.
Say that again. Sorry, I was just talking to somebody in general chat. Say that again. I can't remember what you said. I'm really drunk. Yeah, where is the bong? I took it out and didn't bring it back in.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Deja, take a look at the side chat for me. No rush, bro. It's something I'll be working thing to do. And so if you hover over the voice, the Deja Wolf channel, there's a little message icon. Yeah, it's my game. Fully in Godot. Yeah. A lot of people don't know you can do stuff like this in Godot. But yeah, you definitely. No, a lot of people think it's just a 2D engine. You know what I mean? Like a child's engine. But it's an engine. I've had no problem at all. In Godot 4.4, I think, well, I started in 4.3, and yes, I agree. But I use 4.4, and yeah, it's way better. But they've done something. They've done something. I don't know what it is, but they've done something. It's almost like, say for example, I build lighting in Blender, and I bring the lighting into Godot. It's exactly the same lighting. They've done something. What it is, I don't know. So, but I'm saying if you want to build a 3D game like mine, you need to use Godot 4.4. I'll have a look. Go on, show us. Are you doing much animation tree stuff and stage stuff? Yeah, go on. I understand what I'm looking at, so, you know. Oh, that's another thing nice about Godot 4.4. You don't need to do that. When you hit play, it just loads. No compiling, nothing. Not even with C. You just hit play and it loads straight into the editor. Fucking nice. Well, that's expert. That's really cool. This is the second high detail game I've seen in Godot. No, I think there's about 4 of us, and that's about it. I genuinely do. Screwing around. Yeah, they're screwing around. They're trying to see if it's possible. They're not actually doing something. But let's be honest, if you want to build a game like this, Unity or Unreal is better at the moment. No, I like this a lot. This is really cool. I would make the water a little bit more shaded. Is that a shader water or is it just a material? Okay. Have you got the fragment and the vertexes to make it so it rays? Well, if you ever want it, you might not want it, but if you ever do want it, I'll just send you a shader I found ages ago. And it's how were you doing the particles on the water? I was trying to figure that out yesterday for shooting water.
Kast the speed! Steerboard!
Is it a decal on the water? Yeah. By the way, you spelled strength wrong. You spelled strength wrong on the top. Okay, I didn't know if that was purposeful, because you did it twice. I didn't know if it's purposeful, or if it was like, you know, an accident. But either way, the actual game is mint. It's a really cool game, I really like it. Well, your water effect will go crazy. That's for sure. Yeah.
Speed.
Show me your world environment. Show me your world environment. Oh, it's there, yeah. Yeah. Are you using SDGFI? SDFGI? Go to world. Go to your world environment. Click SDFGI because you're obviously using it. The one thing I can maybe suggest is maybe make the settings lower so that it can update faster. Other than that, you're not using SSIL, which is good. You shouldn't be. Tone map, night, reflected. Yeah, it's interesting. Because I've only just realised today how to make reflections work. So, it just happened to work and I'll realise why. It's SDFGI and SSAO. That looks amazing. Oh, sick. Yeah, sick. Really fucking cool. Well, you see my first person game, I've been tempted to do a day-night cycle where the maps randomly pick between day and night. So you could be playing on containers at night, or you could be playing it in the day. But there's two ways I can think of doing it. There's actually many different ways I can think of doing it. The one that I keep coming to is Shays and Bricks. Just do it that way instead of trying to, you know. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. I need to do rain. Well, I'm still quite early in my game. I've only been working on my game since the 4th month of this year, so January, February, March, April. So it's for like 4 months, 3 months of work. And at the end of the day, I came straight into Godot and I used an asset library thing. If I didn't use that asset library thing, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did, purely because I would have got stuck trying to learn it. But I used that asset library thing to learn how to do weapons, and then just built my own character controller, rebuilt the weapon controller. And then I've basically got to the point where the weapon controller that I used off the asset library, the guy has asked me if I want to take over the maintenance of the project because he can't be asked anymore. And I was like, yeah, if you want me to. So now I'm in control of a Godot asset library thing. So that's nice. I'm at the placeholder building game type point where you're just kind of using whatever you can find to just build a game, and then you change it to your own stuff in the future. I'm a big fan of scripting. I don't really like making games, so if I can make a platform, a sort of system where I can get level editors and animators and stuff like that to make me stuff and pay them, and then I can just implement it into the systems that already exist, Do you know what I mean? It's exactly kind of like Call of Duty does, or Battlefield would do, or GTA does. Build the systems and then implement the things after the systems have been done. Which is how most people should do games, but they don't. I'll tell you what, finding a gun animator is really fucking difficult. Exactly. I know one that works for Blockhead Studios, and he's willing to do it for me, but he wants £800 for every weapon I want, which I don't think is too bad, to be honest. That's not bad at all. He's doing it. I think that's friends rate, but I just don't have £800 at the moment, which is why I want to build a proof of concept so I can go to an investor and say, "Can I get some money, please? This is what I've got, but I want to make it a bit more my own. I need to hire people." It's a whole set of guns, fully animated. The weapon models are already done, but it's just the animating them and linking the arms to them. Fully animated with like 5 different animations per weapon. I don't think that's bad at all. Actually, I think he's doing me a massive favor at that price. So I just don't have. Yeah, he is, but I don't have any. I don't have any money. So you know what I mean. That's why I'm in the process of just sweetening him up, telling him that I will do it in the future. I just need to build a better product first, so I can approach people and get investment. I think that's my main plan. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been working forklift to afford to pay people to do stuff. You're wrong. You're right. You're 100% right. Unfortunately, and then hopefully the idea is that the payoff will be that the game brings me in an extra like couple £100 a month, and then that'll make it back in the future, and I'll be able to use that money to then reinvest into other games or maintaining the one that I like. But I'm umming and ahhing. Gone massively. My aim with my game though is to try and capture the people who are moaning about Call of Duty like no end. You know what I mean? Call of Duty needs to go back to how it was. I can think of one, but it's meant to be a bit more like the newer CODs, not the older CODs. And yeah, a lot of these game developers don't realize that it's not the graphics, it's the gameplay. You can make the graphics look amazing, but the gameplay isn't there for a lot of these new games. So that's why I spent 14 fucking hours working on a lean system for my game. You know what I mean? Because I was like, it has to be perfect and it has to feel normal. It's getting the people. Yeah. That's why it has a certain art style. Yeah. But let me also say, I think games like EA, games made by companies like EA and Ubisoft, it doesn't matter to EA and Ubisoft if they flop or if they do well, because EA and Ubisoft aren't game companies, they're oil conglomerates. And a lot of people don't realise that EA and Ubisoft, when they are projected to have a bad year, they will release a really shit game and they just use it to offset their taxes, because if they report a huge loss, they can use that to, gain capital gains on their yearly tax return. It's why they do it. It's the same reason why Disney puts out a shit movie, because they can claim it back on tax. Same reason why that Robbie Williams film came out, the monkey one. It's a tax rebate system. And it works. So it's why EA exists. It's just so when the oil conglomerate is about to have a bad year, they can go, shit, release a shit game, basically, and we're all suckers for falling for it. But, a shame, but it's the truth. They want the games to not do well because they can claim it back on tax. And if it does do well, oh well, we get the money from the game. It's a win-win. It's the same sort of like funding both sides of the war type thing. You know what I mean? You get the land or you get the money back. Either way, you win. Which is why I've been thinking about investing in military in both sides of the war. Yeah, but it will only ever go up, right? So it's a guessing game of who goes to war next, really. I'm also on the face of, but Vladimir Putin attacked Ukraine back in 2015 as well and took Chechnya. So that would have been the best time to invest in Ukrainian and Russian wartime. Well, you also invest in Russian weapons firms because then if your European investments don't do well, then at least you got some back from the Russians. Hey, well, England's at fucking. I've said this. I've said this for months, and nobody believes me. Everyone's calling me a liar. I've said this since about 2024. Right? I've said England is Russia's number one enemy. We are their number one enemy. We are funding the Ukraine war to high hell. Russia has hated our royals for years. England is Russia's number one enemy. It's not America. It's England. And guess what's just come out in the news? You know what I mean? Russia is poised to attack England if they ever attack anybody because they see us as funding their demise in the war in Ukraine. And we are. My mate works at the Ministry of Defence around the corner from me, and he said that they are busier than they've ever been. And that usually that means one thing, right? Wartime. So yeah. I'm not going to war, that's for certain. I'd rather sit in a prison. I respect people who want to go die, but I am also not going to go die. You know what I mean? Peace. Yeah, peacekeeper. Do that in Israel. You'd end up dead. Either side wants to fucking kill you. That's the worst part about that fucking place. But in Ukraine, at least Russia. The problem with Russia and Ukraine is I just see it as one of them fucking wars where it's like both sides have got grievances. Both sides are probably not right. Actually, both sides are factually wrong. But what can you do about it? It was going to happen. Chechnya after Chechnya. I'm also on the side of you are literally costing Ukrainians lives. Just give them what they want and fucking end the war. But I'm also on the side of why should they? You know what I mean? That's like double knife because would I give up my home and my land for that? No, I wouldn't. So it's difficult, really difficult for a lot of people involved. I think you're from. You sound Northern European, to be honest. Oh, you're Danish. Danish. What's that flag in your bio? Is it Norway? Oh yeah, the Denmark and the Norway flag are very similar. It's just that the Denmark flag is Britain colours, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Red and white versus red, white, and blue. Yeah. Hey, well, I said it before. Every country with red, white, and blue in their flag is Latin, and probably French. So, yeah, well, the French are Latin, right? So. Not Latino, obviously. I'm talking about the fucking, Latin. Romans. I'll just be Latino. I love how Latino is just Spanish. We should stop calling them Latinos and start saying for what it is, Spanish, because it is. Well, yeah, Hispanic, because it's anything in the Spanish Peninsula. I'd even argue that Portuguese is Hispanic. Sorry. They're not. Yeah, well, this is the thing. I'd say that the Mexicans are pretty much whites, so like English people mixed with Spanish, and they're tanned. That's pretty much it, and they're mixed with the natives in that area as well. And the English at the time as well. You've got to remember Argentina was colonized by the Brits. There's been so many countries that have been colonized by the Brits. That's the double-edged sword of the British colony. They didn't start the slave trade. They got involved in it, but they sure ended it. So, yeah. Yeah, of course it was. But you know what it is? It's the vocal minority, unfortunately. And unfortunately, the black people in America have been very vocal about their mistreatment during slavery, whereas the Slavs and the Ottomans and the people that got even the white people in England, like in workhouses. I'm pretty certain you had the same thing in Norway in Victorian times. Like factually, we were slaves too. You and I would have been slaves. We're not rich. We would have been slaves. There's no two ways around it. So the fact they go, oh, black people were slaves because of the white man. White people were slaves because of the white man. It's not white people, it's rich people, and it always has been. It's fucking sick of it. Yeah, but that's also which is exactly why there's loads of like Brits all over the world. But then on the same front, Brits did that to loads of different countries all over the world. Yeah. That being said, can we trade it back? Can we go back? Look, I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing that the slave trade happened, but we had to keep them after it ended. Sorry, I'm joking. I've had a little bit to drink. I'm joking. But no. That, to be honest with you, some not saying black slaves, take of it as you will, but some slaves probably should have been sent back. They have caused nothing but problems in the countries that they have stayed in. Not saying blacks, because that would be racist. However, if you take it as the truth, then that's on to you. I'm not saying it is. I try and avoid. I'm very like devil's advocate, and I try and have a different opinion to what the person's arguing for. So if you're a Muslim, I'm Christian. If you're a Christian, I'm Muslim. You know what I mean? Type shit. Just to see what your opinion is and why you share that opinion. The problem is a lot of people take what I say as my opinion. Yeah. It's not my opinion. I'm just saying what people on that side might say to make you think. Because if you like, people like to live in echo chambers of what they actually exist in. My friends are all left wing, and my friends are all right wing. But how are you going to improve as a person if you always listen to the same people and keep yourself down in that fucking stupid place? You're not. I'm a huge centrist in that regard. This is what I'm saying. I think socialism, if it was done right, could work. But I also am anti-immigration. Where do I lie? Actually, technically, National Socialist, but that's not the point. Technically, but like, no, you know what I mean? Because I'm not. I just believe in like looking after your own country's people first. That's it. I don't mind inviting other people in, but they should never be first-class citizens in a country that isn't their native country. Like in Denmark, Danes should come first. In Norway, Norwegians should come first. In England, English should come first. But then also in Palestine, Palestinians should come first. In Afghanistan, Afghanistan should come first. And if we all did that, then no one would have the problem. But that's living in an idealistic world that could never work, right? So, yeah. Well, the Palestinian. The thing is, I don't know how true this is, but I was told recently that before 9/11, the Muslim world didn't hate America; they hated Europe. Yeah, he did actually. You're not wrong. Yeah, he did. Look, the Britain and France would still be at war if it wasn't for fucking Hitler. Yeah, they stabbed us in the back. Everyone likes to say that the French like to say they surrendered. Did they fuck surrender? They joined the Nazis. Yeah, they did. They became part of the Nazis. This is the thing. You've got to remember as well that factually that opinion of Nazism won't have died. It still exists. And I think it exists in a lot broader sense than we all like to believe it does. I think a lot of people don't realise how many Nazis there are, is what I'm trying to say. Basically. Is it anti-Semitism or is it anti-Israel? If it's anti-Israel, but if you don't like, if when you say, for example, I'm not saying this is my opinion, but if I say fuck all Jews, but I don't mean Orthodox Jews, and I don't mean say Amish Jews, I just mean Israeli Zionist Jews. Is that anti-Semitic? Am I just talking about the present situation? If they're going to go, well, Muslims are likely to blow themselves up, then why can't we have that same opinion regarding what they might say? If that makes sense. They're going, oh, Palestinians are Semitic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Hmm. I know this. I've looked a lot into this history. I'm not pro-Muslim, but I'm not pro-Israel, and I'm pro-Christian. Basically, I'm pro looking after myself and my own people. And I'm sick of caring about other countries. I've got to worry about myself first, and my country's falling to bits. So, hey, there was a whole fucking Jew. There was a whole Jewish person on the internet, right? I don't know if he was a Zionist Jew, saying they destroyed Malmo by flooding it with immigrants because they hated the Swedish. The Swedish did something to the Jews, and I think it was probably kicked them out of the country. If you look at like Germany nowadays, that country is cooked to fuck. Let's be honest. Some of the men coming out of that country look like they're coming out of the fucking back of a fucking science book, you know? They are weird motherfuckers. And Germans are like, no, you can't say this, you can't say this. Why are you so cooked? Why are you so cooked by your government that you can't? The facts are, do you think the wrong side won World War One? Yeah, that's exactly it. I actually genuinely think that if Germans won World War One, that the world would be a much better place. So I don't. I've done a lot of research into what the Germans believed and what the English said and what they did, and it looks to me like the English were the better option. Sorry, the Germans were the better option. But like, you can't say that. I'm English. And we were desperate. Looking in 1912, yeah, the East Indian mining company, whatever it's called. But is that the fault of the British people, or is that the fault of the government who are supposed to represent the British people? But 9 times out of 10, the British people didn't even know this was happening. Yeah, and it's the same British government, and this is why people have a problem with immigration, right? Because it's the same British government bringing people into the country, the same British people who have lied to people, the same British people, the same British government who have destabilised countries and then caused them to have to like refuge in other countries, and then they go, "Oh well, you're racist." No, you're the problem. You've caused the wars. You've brought them into the country. Ultimately, this problem never would have happened if you never went to war in Iraq in the fucking first place. Yeah, they're virtue signaling, and it's not, because ultimately the British government is Israeli, and so is the fucking American government. And every time you say that, it's like, no. There is a whole in the British embassy in Israel. There is 15 ex-Israeli service members, Mossad, IDF, working inside the British embassy. If like we are completely spied on, we're fucked. All of our like 5G networks are owned by Israeli companies. All of our fucking like NHS health service data is owned by Oracle, which is a Israeli company. It's got to the point where it's like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? The only option seems to be anarchy. And nobody wants to do that, right? Because nobody wants to kill each other. But it seems to be like that's what they're pushing us towards. Maybe that's what they want. Us to kill each other. And that's why I don't really want to fall for it, right? I'm not a martyr in that regard. I'm not dying for my pride when I know that the only reason I'm there in the first place is for somebody else is like motivation and reasoning. When I say I go to war if England's shores were attacked, but were England's shores attacked because of something England did? Or were England's shores attacked unprovoked? 9 times out of 10, it's probably something England did. I don't know many countries that would attack England for no fucking reason. They're not stupid, right? They know that America, Israel, and Australia, Canada, India, possibly even China is going to jump to the defense of us. So, you know, a lot of people don't realize that the Chinese is trying to get into a lot of European countries right now. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think they are already massively involved because of their trade and their manufacturing. But I think they're trying to, yeah. And they've not been bad. Like, everyone goes, oh, China's so bad. China's been involved for the last 50 fucking years and nothing bad has come about China. You've not once heard about China bombing their own embassy and leaving a passport outside, or bombing the Twin Towers, or... I have heard about Tiananmen Square, but I also believe that Tiananmen Square is not that bad compared to a lot of the things that America has done to their own people. It is fucked, don't get me wrong. Tibet, yeah, I've heard about Tibet. But don't get me wrong, there is... There's widespread censorship in the UK and in America too, and in a lot of European countries. No, you can't deny the Holocaust there. Here, sorry. It's the same thing, right? But the thing is, I would agree with your point if the UK hadn't systematically covered up grooming gangs, rape gangs, murder gangs, like street crime, drugs, police brutality, police murders, police just like constantly covered up domestic abuse from Muslims. And like, I would agree with that if the UK wasn't a complete cover-up city in and of itself anyway. Everything is hidden. Like, you ask, what's the statistics of rape in the UK? And you're given some half like baked fucking information. Like, the thing is, they split it into white British. Give me a second, let me explain this. I don't know if you experience this in your country. I'd say they're both on the same level. I'm saying they're on the same level. I think you're not wrong, but the problem is in the UK and the US and European countries, if you speak out about the wrong person, you get killed. In China, you get killed by the government. It's like In China, it's done by the government, and in the UK and US, it's done by corporations. Because you're like Boeing, for example. Boeing is a really good example. The US and the UK and China and Israel and Russia and fucking Ukraine, and they're all the same level of fuck. There's no coming back from it. Even the Danes have got an excuse now because they've stayed neutral for so long. But fucking the UK, you know what I mean? Like, there's no excuse. We're selling weapons to Israel still. Do you know what I mean? Even the people don't want it, but they're still selling weapons to Israel. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever, but like, know that it's not me that you have to answer to, right? You either answer in The Hague, or if religion is real, then there. And if you're worried about religion, then you probably shouldn't be doing the things you're doing, right? So, me personally, I don't give a fuck. No, I'm just going to smoke my weed and try and live a full life as best I can. These height maps are fucking massive. Yeah, let me show you. Discord. We're there. There you go. Share. Yeah, look at these height maps. Bit excessive. You wouldn't think that's a height map. It's a really cool height map, don't get me wrong. But it's a bit excessive, you know? It does work. And I do have a way to go, well, fuck off height maps. You know what I mean? So, you know, and you have medium settings and then you have high and ultra. And there is a massive performance difference. So this is high, ultra, this is high, and it immediately will bomb up. And then medium, when you kill the height maps, is huge. So I might make it so it leaves dynamic global lighting on this one. Because if you look here, this is my graphic settings bollocks. So it just does get the quality level from the settings, get the environment and set the shit here. Probably a better way. And if the environment's ultra, then set the energy to high, etc. But I probably should do the default one here. Yeah. That looks like it might be a problem. Because if you go to ultra, it's never going to go back down to the original value. Okay. So that's it. Yeah. Let's see. I'll turn off SSR a little bit more. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll tell you what, though, SDFGI is a huge performance killer. Fucking huge. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're probably right. Right. But now, probably not going to do it. It doesn't really dip, it just stays there. Yeah, yeah. I need. Actually, why am I using this? Give me VS Code. Quality low, quality medium, quality high. 0.8. What clamping what? Clamping what? No, I said, what are you clamping? Oh. You could use wrap as well, don't forget. Okay. For now, yeah. Okay, that's more performance then. Holy shit, look at that fucking detail. Incredible. That fucking reflection. I want to make no clip. I really need to make no clip. Fucking can't be asked. Stop being lazy. Apply movement. Handle movement. Look at UFO mode. We should get some sleep in a minute. Not right now, though. Good minute. UFO mode. Could be. I'm listening. Hmm. I knew I had that issue, but I got UFO mode now. All right, then. I'm gonna get some sleep anyway, bro. Because it is fucking 3 a.m. You should probably do the same if you haven't. But anyway, safe, bro.